Did you know that you don't have to stay in an abusive relationship just to get your green card? You could get a green card without your abusive partner. Yes, it's possible. Today, I'll talk about the VAWA visa, a crucial resource that can change your life. Get ready, because the information I have today could change your life. We're going to dive into the VAWA visa today. What is the VAWA visa? VAWA visa is designed to protect those who have suffered physical or psychological abuse by a U.S. citizen or permanent resident family member, spouse, parent, or child. Imagine being able to self-petition and take back control of your life without needing your abuser to be involved. That's what makes this visa so special. The main application is Form I-360, and guess what? There's no fee to apply. You just need a solid statement detailing the abuse. Here's the secret. You don't need a police report to present your case. Although having one can certainly be helpful. Many people win their VAWA cases with just their sworn statement where they explain what happened in their marriage. To have a strong case, being honest and detailed is key. Your statement is crucial. But you can also include evidence like police reports or psychological evaluations. Remember, USIS makes decisions based on what you write since there's no interview for the VAWA visa. So be clear and explain everything in detail. But let me ask you a question. Have you ever felt trapped in a relationship with no way out? If so, I want you to know you're not alone. This visa could be your chance to break free and start fresh. Who can apply? So glad you asked. VAWA isn't just for women, even though the name might suggest otherwise. Men also qualify. So if you're a man and think this doesn't apply to you, think again. VAWA is available for spouses or parents. It also applies to parents with abusive children, usually with drug problems or diagnosed medical issues. We're not just talking about a rebellious child here. There are other examples, like if your child was abused by a qualified relative. You still could qualify under certain conditions. If you're not sure, leave your comments below. What are the requirements to apply? We'll get to that right now. To apply under the marriage category, you must prove that the marriage was in good faith, meaning it was not solely for an immigration benefit. Additionally, you need to provide evidence of the abuse. This can include proof of physical harm, psychological abuse, or even situations where your partner controls you using your immigration status, like threatening to deport you. If you're thinking about this and would like me to make a video teaching you what kind of evidence you can present to win your case, comment evidence below. I'd love to help you. But what if you're already divorced? Good news. You can still apply up to 2 years after you're divorced. Just make sure not to remarry while your case is pending. I know finding love again sounds great, but patience, your green card comes first. If the abuse comes from an adult citizen child, the process is similar. You'll need to submit proof of the relationship like a birth certificate and evidence of the abuse. Here, things like police reports, photos, or even witness statements can make a difference. What are the benefits of a VAWA visa? The benefits are amazing. Work permit, social security number, driver's license, and the opportunity for permanent residency. All of this while having legal protection. That means you're not only safe, but you also have the chance to completely rebuild your life. One of the initial benefits you might receive is something called prima facie determination, a pre-approval, if you will, of your VAWA case. This is crucial because with this pre-approval, you might be eligible for government assistance, like financial or medical help, which you get this even before your case is approved, and most immigrants don't get this at all. If you are in the United States and there's an immigrant visa available immediately, you can submit Form I-45 for adjustment of status for your green card without having to leave the country. This means even if you entered illegally, you could still get a green card if you meet the requirements. You can even include your minor children, as long as they weren't born here, because then they don't need it. What types of abuse does VAWA cover? The abuse has to rise to the standard of extreme cruelty. Extreme cruelty can include physical, emotional, or even digital abuse. Yes, digital abuse is real. Controlling your phone, monitoring who you talk to, or isolating you from your loved ones. Public humiliation in situations that put your life at risk, like having to get into a car where your spouse drives recklessly, are also forms of abuse. I'm not talking about someone that drives a little too fast. Not what we're talking about. But does any of this sound familiar? If you feel like you are giving in to what your spouse says because you fear for your legal status, that then is what VAWA was designed to fight. Also, if you get divorced, you can submit your application within 2 years after the divorce. Keep in mind, if you're applying for VAWA, you cannot remarry, as this would disqualify you until you get your green card. What if I have a criminal history? Don't be afraid. VAWA forgives certain crimes that would normally prevent you from obtaining residency. So if you have a DUI or some felonies, you could renew your work permits and remain under the protection of VAWA. And something very important is that if you entered the country illegally, VAWA can forgive one illegal entry or even multiple illegal entries if those entries were caused by the abuse. If you don't qualify for VAWA, not all is lost. There are other alternatives like a T visa designed for people who have been victims of human trafficking or labor trafficking, or the U visa if you have been a victim of a crime. Each case is different, and the best recommendation is to talk to an immigration lawyer to analyze your options and see which path is right for you. Remember, you are not alone. There are people willing to help. What happens after VAWA approval? Good question. Once you get approved, you can apply for your permanent residency, also known as the green card. And the best part is that in some cases, you might not even need an interview to obtain it. Now let's talk about the time it takes for this process. Generally, you will receive your work permit within 6 to 8 months, but only if you're filing your VAWA in conjunction with your green card application. It's great news. During this time, you can work, get your driver's license, and even travel while your case is pending. We don't recommend you travel until your green card is approved, but when you're filing for your green card, you will be able to. If you're not filing for your green card in conjunction with the VAWA, you will get work authorization only after your VAWA is approved, and you'll be able to renew those permits while waiting for your green card later on. After the approval of your green card, which could take 3 to 4 years, again, sometimes this varies. It used to take a year, 2 years. Now it's taking double. But to stay updated, check out our monthly video on processing times, where we share updated information every single month, usually around the middle of the month. Once your case is approved, you'll typically wait between 6 months to a year to receive the interview for your residency. If you have an interview, sometimes you get your green card without an interview. If you're wondering whether there's any risk in applying for VAWA, let me clarify. This visa is designed to protect the victim. All the information you provide is confidential, and USAS cannot share it with your partner or anyone else. Before I finish, let's review the benefits and requirements of the VAWA visa. Benefits: work permission, opportunity to obtain your green card, access to social security number and driver's license, pre-approval called prima facie determination, which may provide access to government assistance before full approval of your case. Requirements: you must have suffered abuse from a U.S. citizen or permanent resident qualifying relative, like a spouse, parent, or child. You need to submit Form I-360 to USCIS. You don't need a police report, but a detailed statement is crucial. You can apply even if you're divorced, as long as you do so within 2 years after the divorce is final. Remember, the most important thing is that you are not alone. There are resources and support available to help you through this process. VAWA not only protects you, but also offers you a new opportunity to rebuild your life. If you think you qualify or have questions, leave them in the comments below. I'm here to help. Remember, we're in this together. See you next video, Immigration Nation. Hey, did you like the video? I invite you to watch another video where I share more tips on how to protect your reputation as an immigrant. Until next time.